As you can see on the website, Loawa, the population of the bard, look at it. It's 15% of all classes. And there's 3 different ways you can make your own bard. Either you can go max agility or max specialization, or you can go half and half like myself. With the max spec, you can give the heal amount increases 45%. So specialization is really important for bard because you can heal more and you can boost up the damage to yourself and to your teammates as well. With the Valor, which is the damage buff identity skill, also you can get more identity gauge too. So the max specialization bard can heal almost 100% of their HP with 1 identity gauge. The weakness of max specialization bard will be the cooldown time, because agility reduces the cooldown time, but if you put every stats on your specialization, then the cooldown time of the skill will be increases, right? So if you get cancelled on your some damage buff skill, then you gotta wait for a long time to get ready to use that damage buff skill again. That is the problem of the max spec bard. But if you already got used to of every mechanics and you can expect what's coming next in raid play, then I highly recommend you to go max spec, because you will barely lose the chance to use your damage buff skill, right? And how do you make the max spec bard? Is get the necklace with the specialization and agility and the other accessories with only specialization. The support bard with the max spec, Korean players usually go with urgent rescue, which you can heal more with this class engraving, and with this spirit absorption engraving you can get more attacking speed and more movement speed. Because your max spec bard, the movement speed won't be fast, and heavy armor to get more armor point. Magic classes are so squishy. And 4th engraving will be awakening, which you can use more ultis. Usually in raid play, bard use Symphonia, which is a ulti skill. You can give big amount of shield, like 100% of your maximum HP. Then 5th engraving will be specialist. Recently some bard use specialist, not the spirit absorption, because if you get used to the mechanic, you don't need to be fast, and also you can use the speed rope, so you can get more movement speed with this. It increases 40% of your movement speed. So with some bard use this speed rope and they don't take the spirit absorption engraving, and with this specialist engraving you can heal more and you can give shield more. And for endgame contents like Abreshut, for NAEU version Braille Shaza, you might need this too. This engraving increases your impair power, because in the Abreshut phase 3 especially you'll need more impair. The strength of max agility bard is low skill cooldown time. With this you can give infinite damage buff. And there's some more synergy skill, you can boost your teammates damage. And the weakness of the max agility will be the low efficiency of the heal and the shield. And also the damage buff percentage will be lower than the max spec bard. According to the research of Korean players, only difference between max agility and max specialization bar is the damage buff. Your teammates can do more damage when you go max spec with the damage buff identity skill, but the healing amount is almost similar between them. And to make max agility, gotta get necklace with the agility and spec specialization, and the other accessory with the agility only. For the max agility part, Korean players usually use urgent rescue, awakening, specialist, and heavy armor, and the mana related engravings. I use increasing max mana point engraving because I also have 1000 point of my agility. That is why. Because I have also really short skill cooldown time, so I need to use them often. So my mana drained out quickly too. So that is why I need it. And imagine if you go with the max agility, then your mana will get drained out really easily, really quickly. So for max agility part, specialist engraving is really efficient for them with this engraving and with the max agility. So you can heal more often with the decent amount and shield more often with a decent amount too. And for the mana related engraving or regenerate your mana with the bracelet effect, and also you can use your runes. There's some rune you can regenerate your mana fast. So this is the rune. If you hit the target with this rune first, and then after that, if you hit the target with this rune, then it trigger the rune effect. This rune effect increases regenerate of mana or the battery, whatever the resource of the skills, and also it reduces the skill cooldown time too. But remember, you need both of them to activate that rune effect. But before I level 1490, you cannot get bracelet, and it's not enough with only the rune effect to regenerate your mana efficiently. So I recommend you to get this mana related engraving on your max agility part. The strength of half and half part is it's kind of hybrid version of spec and agility part, because the heal amount and the damage buff percentage is kind of decent, and with the 1000 points of agility you can use skill often. And the weakness of the half and half part will be the pad effect. Pad can increase your stat, but if you go 1500 or more of the points on one stat, then your pad can increase your stat point 10%, then you will get 150 or more of the stat points. But with the half and half stat points, you can get only 100 of the stat points on your skill. For example, I have a agility pad. As you can see, this agility pad increases only 100 point. And to make half and half part, you gotta get spec and agility necklace, and from the earrings you gotta get specialization, and with the rings you can get agility only, or one spec earring and one agility earring, and one spec ring and one agility ring. And for half and half part, Korean players usually use urgent rescue and awakening and specialist and heavy armor. And for the fifth engraving, ether boy or increasing impair power engraving. Swamp of longing is for the support classes. This is the AoE you can give side effect to your team. If anyone step in this AoE, then they will get the set effect. So if your bard has 2 gears with this set, you can give speed buff and also the identity gauge buff to you and to your team. And if you have 4 gears of this set, then you can give attacking speed and movement speed buff to yourself and to your team. If you have 6 gears, you can give damage buff to your team and to yourself too. And the main skill of Bard, and there are 6 skills. One is this sound shock. If you hit the target, then me and my teammates can do more damage. With this mark, this enemy will get 10% more damage from us. And second is the window music. With this skill, you can give shield to your teammates, and also you can get some more identity gauge with this skill. With this window music, you can get more identity gauge, and also you can give shield Third skill is sound wave vibration. This skill is damage buff and also one of the super armor skill. So if you're in danger of get attacked from your enemy, and if you're in danger of lose your position or fall down from the field, then you can use this skill to keep your position from the danger. And any of your team step on this AoE, then they will get this damage buff. Next main skill is Overture of Storm. This skill is also gives you more identity gauge. You can farm the identity gauge. See? You can easily fill up the identity gauge with these two skills, Window Music and Overture of Storm. Next main skill is Heavenly Performance. This is also damage buff skill, but compared to Sound Wave Vibration, it's not AoE type of buff. If anyone around you, you can give them damage buff with this. Next main skill is Indomitable Performance. This is one of the main armor point buff skill. With the third tripod, you can even give them immune from the CC as well. So it is really important skill. And it's not AoE type of buff. Same as Heavenly Performance. You can use like this, then any of your party member will get the same buff. And with the tripod, you can also give them shield too. And you can use extra 2 more skills based on your preferences. I use this Soundholic skill whenever I need to do impair, and use this Rhapsody of Light to protect myself and also protect my team too. This skill is really good because also you can decrease the damage taken 50% with the tripod. If anyone in this AoE, so this AoE reduces 75% of damage from the enemy. Also, this AoE gives shield too, like this. And whenever I need to do counter, this Rhythm Buckshot is the counter skill of Bard, and this skill can do the destruction, and also you can do some little bit of impair too. But without the third tripod, which makes the casting time fast, this is with the third tripod, and this is without the third tripod. Quite slow, right? So I recommend you use this skill with this third tripod. This is Harp of Rhythm. You can summon one harp in the field, and that harp will attack the enemy. With that harp, you can get some identity gauge, and also this harp can put some mark on the enemy, just like a sound shock. But I personally prefer the sound shock because the sound shock skill has really short cooldown time. And for Bard, the most important skill rotation is you don't want to use sound wave vibration and heavenly performance at the same time, because of the damage buff effect cannot stack. So you gotta use either sound wave vibration or heavenly performance. If your heavenly performance cancelled by the enemy, then you gotta use sound wave vibration instead. And or if the enemy moved, so your teammates cannot get damage buff because they gotta stick to the enemy here like this, then that time also you can give the damage buff with the heavenly performance. For Bard, tripod level is more important than the skill level. If you already hit the level 10 of the skill, then that's enough for Bard actually. But tripod level is more important because the main goal or purpose of the support class is not doing damage, but to protect the team and also give some more damage buff or the armor point buff. But if you level up the skill, then it increases only the damage of that skill. You cannot get any bonus buff effect from the leveling up the skill. And if you activate the favorite tripod with this button here like this, then whenever you loot the gear with this tripod, it'll tell you what tripod it has, like this tripod symbol.